This is it. This is the update after week number 4 of renovations. Let's take a look at our progress. I had to start off with this front door again because I love it so much. Not the fact that it would be normally a 6-panel, but the fact that it's got the star at the top. That's really important. It really matches the brand very nicely. The garage door still unchanged. We can take a look in the garage. I don't think there's a lot different out here. Just a real quick look. Let's see. Okay, there's a ladder from the construction crew. Looks like they replaced at least one fan, and that's perfectly fine. They got some concrete. We'll talk about that concrete here in a minute. The electrical box unchanged. I did have the electrician come through last week and make a few electrical changes. Make a few of the electrical changes. After he did so, he did some explaining to me how this box right here has been inspected. He says it's perfectly fine. The 240 volt panel on the outside is not so good. And that is something we can take a look at with pictures only. We're not actually gonna go out there and look at it. It is a little dangerous, and you'll see what I'm talking about in the picture. Let me re-secure the garage, or as best as I can. Back to the main entranceway. Something really cool, and I'm glad to see it put in. They took down what used to be the boob light. I don't like those. They added the can lights. These things are really nice and modern looking. I like that. Bring this home into the 21st century. Not a whole lot has changed in the dining room outside of the can light, but here we are. I don't remember if this is a new fan or not. We can take a look and evaluate shortly. The big change in here, in what is the actual living room, is they added the concrete leveler. You can see some of it is still drying. This is now level with the rest of the house. I'm not gonna put my foot on it. There's a small little lip, but they can come back and make sure that's fine. It's the small lip, that's fine. Whenever they lay down the luxury vinyl plank, it'll go in nice and even. It does bring that window a little bit closer to the ground, which I think is perfectly acceptable. This looks like it might be a new fan. I'm not 100% sure. If it is new, we're gonna request that this fan gets mounted a little bit higher. I don't like the fact that it's so low. You can probably just add a longer chain to it, and that would be sufficient. It does make me really happy to see it leveling here. Walking back, we're gonna come back to this room and focus just a little bit on the drywall, how they're repairing a lot of the cracks that were in there. More drywall repair, more repair. I'll slowly turn back this way. You got more drywall repair in here. We're gonna move into the primary suite and what's been done. Remember last week I was talking about the electrical changes? They added something that is quite weird that almost no one else would ask for. They added a 120 volt outlet here. This is going to allow me to run all of the internet wiring through here. It'll be Cat 7 wire running through this wall in the back. I will plug in my router and my gateway that will keep me connected to the actual service provider. The router is what's going to allow me to connect everything else in the house. The Wi-Fi, any hardwired devices, it's gonna be nice. Primary suite, drywall repair here. Not a whole lot has changed. Not a whole lot has changed. Drywall repair, as you guys recall, there was a huge crack up there last time. The framing still isn't completely repaired. That is okay, the contractors will get to it. More repair, more repair, more repair. This house is beginning to feel like they're gonna start doing the drywall, the flooring, basically the finishing touches. We're getting closer and closer every day. In here, it's the same situation. They've just been doing drywall repair, a little bit of repair, more repair. This will eventually get fixed up. Just gonna turn the light off, save myself a little bit of money on electricity. I think it's off in here. Yep. I think I'm gonna still add the outlet to this closet myself because that'll be useful for something else. I won't know necessarily how to use it, but a tenant might know. That's all we need to see. They're still doing drywall repair. Do one quick 360 before moving on. Looking at the drywall, looking at the drywall, looking at the drywall. Okay, moving on to the kitchen. Got to do my standard look at the front door, marvel in its gloriousness. We're gonna check the laundry room. I don't think it's been changed yet. Nothing yet. The contractor's electrician is waiting to get the permit. He's going to change out that entire main breaker panel. I'll put up the picture here. You can see how badly this wire is in disrepair. That's coming directly from the meter. That means that needs to be replaced and the power has to be disconnected from the city to the whole house in order to get that replaced. Moving on. The kitchen, let's talk about kitchen lights. Because they took down that hideous long light, they added the can lights, and it is looking nice in here. They took down that ceiling fan. There was a ceiling fan there. That is probably the one that we see in the garage. I don't think any of the other ceiling fans have been replaced. That light's still up there. It'll get gone soon too. Yeah. Still on the fence about replacing these appliances. If I find a buyer that wants to take all of the appliances that are functioning, the microwave, the dishwasher, that refrigerator, those are all brand new appliances that were put in before the previous owners moved out. Moving back to the family room. The electrician confirmed that this switch, it does go to this fan light combo. It's not working correctly because he said it's remotely enabled and I don't have the remote. So when they get that replaced, it will look a lot better, it will function better, and it's gonna be great. Let's talk more about electrical outlets. This guy right here did not exist last time. That is there solely for the purpose of mounting a television above the fireplace. The fireplace will have nice, wonderful tile added to it. It'll look pretty good when it's done. I am not planning on fixing this fireplace in working condition because it's Texas. It's not necessary for probably the whole year. You could probably advocate for being able to use a fireplace once or twice a year. Definitely not something you want to spend money on. As a result, I'm not spending money on it, but I will be mounting a TV up there and the guests will love it. Doors completely framed in. We talked about that last time. The important thing here is that they've started to do more drywall repair. This is gonna look really good when they get done. The next steps for all the walls is gonna be texturing, making sure it matches. They're gonna come in and replace these light switches too, and the covers. You see stuff like this, that clearly shouldn't be there, and they're not super worried about it because it's gonna get replaced anyways. I've confirmed these doors work, they're good to go. Doing a lot of drywall repair in here. A lot of drywall repair. That was a coax cable. I'm sure there's still a coax cable in there. I don't know how useful it's gonna be, which is fine, I don't care. The plan is to put AT&T fiber in here, and then I will run all of my own lines to the comms closet that I talked about previously. More drywall repair. Yeah, this is beginning to look real good. The refrigerator's still beeping, nothing to be concerned about. Look in the bathroom. More drywall repair. That's exactly what I expected to find. At this point, there's nothing new to see in here. This is just me getting video documentation of the work that has been completed. We can talk a little bit more about the new stuff further on. Out of the bathroom. Look at the drywall repair. It just feels so level in here now. This is nice. It's gonna be nice. Every time I come in this room, it smells less and less like cat pee and wet dog. That makes me really happy. Yeah, that's looking good. Let's go check the other rooms out. Check the doors while we're here. Yeah, this door still sways a little bit. That's fine. The door is going to continue to sway until I fix the gapping in there. It's the pins and the hinges themselves making that door sway. It is not the foundation. Need to add a door stop too. Otherwise, we're going to break a hole in this wall. That's not going to be good. I'll bring that up with the contractor to go ahead and repair all of these walls. You see the same thing with this door. The house has been leveled off. The door closes. From the other side, there's still gapping that's inconsistent. That means the pins themselves and the hinges are slightly bent to accommodate the incorrect foundation shift. Now that it's been corrected, yeah. Now that the foundation shift has actually been corrected, the gapping is going to have to be corrected on the doors too. You can even see at the top where it looks like somebody took the pin out, didn't put it all the way back in because the hinge is bent. Exactly what I thought we were going to find. We found it. Let's document our drywall repair, more drywall repair. Oh yeah, good looking drywall repair. No need to focus too much on this drywall repair. Just getting documentation. Okay, good enough. Last bedroom, more drywall repair. They're actually quite thorough because they're fixing spots that I would not have necessarily peeped out to be fixed. They're doing it anyways, may as well, they're already here. Just these holes here, that's where the curtains were. They're just gonna go ahead and fix that. It's gonna look nice and brand new whenever they get done. Yeah, more drywall repair. This is looking really good. That's terrible paint applied by some previous resident. Don't know who, but even my painting quality is better than that. There's only one layer of paint up there. These are textured walls. You need more than one layer. I'm not gonna make fun of that too much. Yeah, there's a nice little face in the concrete. That's cool. Don't think we need it, but it's cool. That is pretty much the whole thing. Everything is looking good. They're getting more and more of the can lights up. That makes me happy. They're currently off, but these can lights everywhere. There will be can lights in here too. They're just not there yet. Take a walk out. This feels like everything that needs to be done is getting done. I don't know which light switch goes to where. There's still a lot of light switches up here. This light switch I know goes to the hall lights, because you also have the dining lights as well. So this is gonna look super slick. This is already starting to look a lot more modernized. Wait till the LVP gets in, it's gonna be really gorgeous. My goal is to get not necessarily the nicest LVP, but the cheapest, thickest LVP. The goal is 9 mil thickness with 25 mil protection layer. Yeah. So that answers one of those switches. What the other switches do, maybe one goes to the garage, maybe one goes outside. I don't know. I'll figure that out some other time. These will be labeled for whoever's going to be occupying this home, whether it's STR or LTR. I want people to know what the light switches go to. That's very frustrating when you go somewhere brand new and you don't know which switches go where. Hate it so much. The last thing I need to do for today is clean this up. That's all gonna go. I'm just gonna get my screwdriver out my vehicle, take that down. Don't really care what happens to it. Whenever AT&T comes back out, they will reinstall the drop for the fiber line, which is this right here. That right there is where the fiber comes in. This is where Ethernet goes into the wireless access point, but I don't care about any of that because that's deprecated stuff anyways, as far as I'm concerned, whenever I get the comms closet online. One more thing about this comms closet while I'm thinking about it. I'm probably going to have the contractors do it, but if the pricing comes in too high, I can do it myself. And that's splitting off HVAC from here to here. The router that I'm thinking of, it is going to be a Ubiquiti Dream Machine Pro. That thing runs pretty hot, and the last thing I want is my equipment overheating and going down when guests are on site. That's it, that's everything. Until next time, it's gonna be great.